Hey guys, Jessie here from Urban Legends Antiques, and this week I am decoupaging this lamp. And I have some JRV decoupage paper. You guys know I love Jami Ray Vintage, so I'm going to decoupage in this pretty music note paper that I got from them. So let's get started. The brass might show through when I put the decoupage paper on, and I don't want the gold color underneath this, so I'm gonna paint it in Chalky Chicks Stormy Seas. It's leftover paint from another project I had done, so I'm just gonna use this to cover up the gold. That way it won't show through. So if anything shows through, it'll be like this blue-gray underneath the decoupage. And I think that'll match better than if any of the gold were to show through. So I just got a big old paddle brush. Got my water gun. Always spray your brush before you start. And I'm gonna dunk in and get going. Salty Seas by Chalky Chicks is a really pretty color, and I have used this paint on a couple of different items, but I use Chalky Chicks a lot. I've used it to paint fabric, I've used it to paint stone, obviously paint wood, now I'm painting metal. I've painted vases with Chalky Chicks, and it's a really good paint. It gives really, really good coverage. It's my favorite. So while we let the paint dry on the lamp, I'm going to start tearing up the decoupage paper into strips. I know I've shown this before with my little guacamole bowl and my salsa bowl for my brother. He eats guacamole out of this bowl only when he comes to my house. Just kidding. You know I love you, Frank. But I'm gonna start tearing up the decoupage paper. This is my first time using the Jami Ray Vintage decoupage paper from her line, and I noticed as I was tearing it that it's a thicker paper, that it's more fibrous. So I think this is going to be good when I'm decoupaging the lamp because I use a lot of glue. Okay, here we go. I got my brother's salsa bowl, and I'm going to put some Elmer school glue in it. This is what I use. I know people use all kinds of other stuff, but this is what I've always used. I like it. I'm comfortable with it. So here we go. Big glug into the pot, and then we add some water. I use my little paintbrush, and then I just mix it up. So it's mixed. This is about the consistency that I don't know. Not. I don't know what I would call this consistency. Pancake batter? We'll go with pancake batter consistency. That's not. I don't know. When I look at this, all I can think is snot. Ugh, gross. On to the next step. We're gonna decoupage. So this is what I do. I get my glue that I've mixed with a little bit of water to thin it out, and I will brush it onto my piece. Just like that. And then I'll take my piece of decoupage paper and I put it down over it, and then I paint over it. And as I'm painting, I'm pressing it down to get it into the little crevices. So like, if you feel like you don't have enough glue on the bottom, you just lift up a piece of the paper and then put some glue down and then glue back over it. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Urban Legends Antiques, and I have a website for small items available to ship, www.urbanlegendsantiques.com. I paint the glue onto the lamp first. I give it a very liberal amount of glue, and then I put the piece of paper on top of it. And then I paint the glue on top of the paper as well, and it helps. This is how you adhere the decoupage to whatever you're painting, is the layer of glue on the piece and then the layer of glue on top of the paper as well. And then because this beautiful lamp has so many curves to it, I actually am going along with my finger and pressing it into the curves because I want to be able to see all of that in the end. And sometimes the paper won't seal correctly, so it'll have like almost like an air bubble underneath it. So when you see me pushing with my finger, I'm actually pushing it down to adhere and pushing out any air that can be underneath the paper. I also found with the JRV Decoupage paper that it was easier to use smaller pieces because the paper is thicker. So I had originally torn some slightly bigger pieces, and as I was painting, I was tearing the paper into smaller bits as well, especially like right here where you see those little nooks and crannies. I was trying to get the paper into them, so I needed smaller pieces to do that. At this point, the lamp is pretty much done. I'm just going around and checking the lamp to see if there's any empty spots where I think there might need to be like more music notes attached. I want the lamp to be covered in music notes. I think it was so pretty when I started doing it. I just fell in love with it. So I'm just adding on more music notes. You don't need to do this. I'm just doing it because I like it. And oh, this piece took me about an hour. Okay, I think I'm all done. I'm just gonna go around one more time and check and see. See, I found a spot right there. Just kidding, I'm not all done yet. Almost all done. So now I'm done decoupaging it. I'm gonna go over it one last time all the way over with glue to seal it down, and then I'm gonna let that dry, and then we're gonna come back with some clear coat and spray it really good with clear coat to seal it. Now I'm going to paint the finial on top so it will match the rest of the lamp. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up for this video and like and subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments below what you would like to see me decoupage on my next video. Okay, this is the next day. To be honest, I did put a lot of glue on it. It did take a long time to dry. So this is the next morning. I'm just outside with my clear coat, spraying it down before I take it into the shop. I'm Jessie from Urban Legends Antiques, and thanks for coming along for the ride. Here it is staged in my shop.